Hare Krishna. What others think about us is at the time after our death is not as important as what we think of at our death. Some self-help teachers recommend that we contemplate our funeral, and at that time we try to think what different people will say about us, and then we can think of what we would want them to say about us, and based on that we can, based on that thought exercise, we can now live our life in such a way that people will say about us what we would want them to say. So this helps us, according to some self-help thinkers, to get our priorities right. Yes, such a meditation is good, to think about our temporary existence, to think about death, to think, helps us to get our priorities right. However, this is still a very world-centered conception. That means the focus in the situation is on what happens in this world is what matters. So after we die, what is it that people are going to think about us? That is what matters. And we should therefore live in a way that people think good about us. But yes, this may help us to act a little more selflessly, give up some selfishness. But much more important is what happens to us after death. What happens at this level of reality is okay, but we are going to leave this level of reality, and we are going to go elsewhere. And wherever we go, what will happen to us over there? Where are we going to go? That is much more important, because that is our destiny. What happens at this level of reality, what people think about us, we can say it's our legacy, what we leave for others. But where we go is much more important. That's our destiny. So if we keep that in mind, then we need to understand what will determine where we'll go, and how can we get the most auspicious destination. For that, the Bhagavad Gita stands ready to offer us guidance. The Gita explains that we are at our core souls, and as souls we are eternal parts of God, and being His parts, we are meant to live in loving harmony with Him. Not just harmony in terms of disposition, but harmony also in terms of location. That means we are meant to live with Him in His supreme kingdom. And the purpose of life is to purify ourselves, to develop our spiritual love for Him, and to thus attain Him. So Krishna talks about this in the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, when he states that if we remember Him at the time of death, we will attain Him. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati satijanteham. So he says that yah prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshayah. So he says, those who think of me alone at the time of death, they will attain me. Of this there is no doubt. Then in the next verse, 8.6, he gives the general principle. He states, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajatyante kalevaram tam tamivaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. This is whatever we remember at the time of death, that is what we will attain. And thereafter he describes that what should we do? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayarpitamano buddhir mame vaishyasya samshayah. Just tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Therefore at all times remember me. Do your prescribed duty, but also remember me. But remember me when do your prescribed duty, rather. How can you do it? By dedicating your mind and intelligence to me. Mam evaishyasya samshaya. Krishna uses the same word asamshaya. Yati nastyatra samshaya. What is used 2 verses earlier So earlier he said that what you think of at the time of death, by that you will attain me without any doubt. And now he's saying that how you live throughout your life, how you orient your mind and intelligence, by that, if that is oriented towards me, you will attain me. So the point is, it is good to contemplate our death, but more important than contemplating what people will think of about us at the time of after our death, we should focus on contemplating what we will think of at the death. So whatever we habituate ourselves to think of in our life, whatever we take shelter of in our life when we are in distress, that is what we will take shelter of when we are in the moment of greatest distress. That is the moment of death. So if we learn to think of Krishna, if we train ourselves, habituate ourselves to think of Krishna in our life, then naturally we will think of him at the time of death, and thus we will attain him. So we as sadhakas can focus on trying to think of Krishna, and the wonderful thing is that if we think about Krishna, we learn to see other living beings in connection with Krishna, and naturally a more selfless disposition towards them, a less selfish, exploitative disposition that naturally emerges when we focus on Krishna. And thus that purpose of both our legacy and our destiny becoming positive, it's simultaneously served when we focus on Krishna. Thank you.